So there's this higher level issue, though, that I have of the commissioners saying that you cannot question government bureaucrats. I thought the Fair Work was supposed to be an independent body and that they should have been looking at the applicants' scientific experts as well, not just going, well, it's the government advice, we have to take it without question. I mean, what's the point of having an independent umpire if they're just going to roll over and go along with government advice without question?
It's been a long time since I've read the Mount Arthur Coal decision, so I can't.
Well, that was the Cooper's Brewery one, where he said you can't, ATAGI are the experts, you can't question them.
What I can say is that the full bench in that decision, which was issued on the 3rd of December 2021, outlined the reasons for their decision in.
Yeah, that's fine, but there's the issue here of you've got a Fair Work Commissioner who has basically said we're not going to question the government. They're meant to be independent. It would seem to me that they weren't independent when they came to this decision, and I think that's an issue. So if as a senator and a representative of the people, how do we go about, calling into question whether or not this, Fair Work Commissioner is held accountable? Or is it another case of another independent body where they have no accountability whatsoever?
Decisions of members of the Commission and the reasons for those decisions, Senator, they're published on our website, they're open to public scrutiny, and they must stand on their merits. Members of the Commission, as you rightfully point out, are independent statutory office holders who form those decisions having regard to the individual facts of each matter. They deal with the cases that are before them. They make decisions based within the statutory framework.
How do we hold them to account? Because I think they're there till they're 65, aren't they, the commissioners?
Yes.
And I'm not sure what you have to do to remove them or whatever, but to me, where they make, clearly incorrect decisions or fail to show impartiality, which I guess is the issue here, is that they haven't showed impartiality, how do we go about holding these people to account?
There are the appeal mechanisms, and I've outlined this in questions I notice as well. So if there's an aggrieved party to a decision of a member, then they can make an application to have the matter dealt with in the first instance by a full bench of the Commission. If they're still unsatisfied, then they can appeal to higher courts.
Okay, so tell me this, if we can't hold Commissioner Coleman to account for his impartiality, how is it then that Lyndall Dean was removed from decisions hearing vaccinations? So why is it that Ian Ross was able to remove her from making decisions in regards to vaccine cases, but, we can't do anything about these other commissioners, some of who are on record as mocking the unvaccinated? So why is it one set of rules for one commissioner and not another set of rules for another commissioner?
The circumstances of those cases, I think, are very different, and it's been a long time since I've looked at those. And I gave evidence, and it's all in the public record, about the Kimber decision that you're referring to, that Deputy President Dean was issued, I think, and it has been quite a long time, a dissenting decision in relation to that. It is on the public record in terms of what the former president did in relation to that, and the conduct of Deputy President Dean.
So how can then we hold the president of the Fair Work Commission? Can we ask him to appear at the Senate hearings?
It is very uncommon, and this is on previous regimes as well, and it's the former president of the Commission. Well,
I realise it's the former president, and he was also the architect in Paul Keating's words of superannuation, so mandation's a big thing for some of these people. But, the RBA governor appeared this morning, and that's an independent body. The ABC's independent. So the question is, can we get the president of the Fair Work Commission or former president of the Fair Work Commission to come here and explain the reasons for his decisions and the decisions of his commissioners who, in my view, have clearly failed to display impartiality when making decisions?
Those the reasons for the sanctions or in relation to Deputy President Dean were outlined clearly in my evidence. I made a statement in relation to this at the time following the Kimber decision.
So was that your decision or the President's decision?
I was aware it's the President's decision. There's a member code of conduct, Senator, that provides guidance. I'm happy to table a copy of it. It's a public document. Provides members.
I appreciate you've and Senator Rennick has a right another few more minutes to keep asking the questions. But that previous response to questions on notice and the previous advice you gave, appreciate it's already is in the public record, but if you could reissue those. So I'm just mindful that there'll be a number of people will be listening in on this, and I just make it may well make it easier for people to be able to find those documents and make their assessments on the basis of those responses as well.
Thanks,
not to cut you off, but
yeah, thanks,
to
Chair.
assist.
Appreciate that.
There's a member code of conduct. It's a voluntary code. It's made by the President in consultation with members of the Commission. It provides guidance to members on a number of things, but their conduct in exercising their functions and the upholding of the office as well. The former President made an assessment at that point, and you'll see in the documentation that we table that the member code of conduct may have not been complied with at that time. As I said, there is a lot of information on the public record that I think will satisfy you, Senator.
Okay.
Authorised G. Rennick People First Chermside.